Those racks, I made four of these, that's 8. Got it? Now use my engraving tool. My wife, she went to the doctor and they says, you know, you should eat more avocados. They're very healthy. So I made her an avocado. That's a knife. And then someone came in and said, can you make me a rice, not a paddle, a rice paddle. So that's out of birch. My grandchildren always want something to do, so I got on the engraving machine, put the birch wood down, and now they're going to paint it. Well, they can sit down and paint. That is it.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah.
you want to talk for a minute about the situation with the
No,
wood?
I've already corrected. There's 10 people that signed up for the wood this time, and I really appreciate you guys doing it, because I was about ready to give it up. I'm having a heck of a time getting rid of the wood. In fact, I've had to call old members that's not even members anymore, just to get rid of it. But anyway, I do appreciate everybody signing up and everything.
And just to recap for those that may not know, Ken gets birch wood donated from a propeller company that he's friends with. These are the pieces that they can't use that have minor flaws in it, but it's free birch wood. We call it Kenwood.
So this month,
We don't want to give this up.
this month, Penn State has a new item of barbecue set, and it was really cheap actually. It was $20. So I made the handles for it, and they're made out of oak, and then I did a Japanese technique called Saushuji ban with a little bit of fire and added texture to it and color, and so it's not just plain oak. That's my
Very nice.
the grill paddle as well.
Nice.
Very nice. Yay.
Word, you're on deck.
A couple months ago, I was here and we had a kitty cat. This month, we're lucky enough to have a pony. And while I was here last time, you had some questions. And one of the fellows wanted to know how long it took to make it. Well, this time I kept track. It took 29 hours to cut it, and that's without increasing the pattern and gluing everything together. Is 149 holes, and the frame is Kenny's wood, so it could be used for framing if you got a framing jig. And the inside is Baltic birch, and the background so that it pops better, is felt and not painted. That's it. Oh, the artist is Mr. Han, and you can find his work on the Scroll Saw Wood magazine. Thank you.
So I went a little bit overboard this last few weeks. I made a cheese board out of some of the birch from Ken and some walnut I had laying around. So the cheese board actually came out better than I thought. I thought I'd probably do 3 or 4 different tests of making it, but first time was a charm. I didn't realize I had to buy an extra long drill bit, but that was, par for the course, I guess. But so it came out really cool. I'm really happy with the product. And then my wife's been asking to make more coasters, and I was like, okay, I'll make some more. And she goes, but they have to have a circle in the center. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I've never done it, so I ordered the template for the 3-inch circle, and just had them all connected together, and cut them all out and routed them. And she goes, well, what about the designs on the sides? Because the old coasters had designs. I was like, well, that's a good idea, but I should have done beforehand, because now I can't line my laser up exactly. If I can, I'll have to figure it out. But I can line it up. We have to find a good pattern to put on the outside with the laser engraver.
What's your excuse to get a CNC tool?
I already got the laser engraver out of it, so don't cut that out of the tape. So this is the last one. I'm gonna do a show at the end of the month, and I went ahead and made a sign for the actual stand with the laser engraver, and then I treated the wood. I sprayed over it. This is of course birch, so I sprayed over it with polyurethane clear, and then I spray painted it black, and then let it sit for a little while, and then sanded before it dried to get that little bit of weird finish, the kind of blended finish.
What kind of clear are you using, Ward?
I'm using polyurethane satin, warm satin finish.
Okay.
So, and then regular black paint.
Not the polyacrylic.
No, not polyacrylic. No, it's just a cheap. I had a bottle of warm satin. I sprayed it, and I was like, "That's good." So it was leftovers. Usually it's leftovers.
Just for information, I hate finishing. I hate staining.
Yeah.
And I don't mind clear coating and all that, but I have been experimenting, and so far the results have been very satisfactory. I've been taking the Minwax polyacrylic clear,
Yeah.
and I've been blending in the Minwax stain, usually a solid, rather than their clear stain, and getting a color and sampling it and shooting it on, and I can control the color. So I'm applying clear and stain at the same time. Hit it once, let it cure, lightly sand it, hit it again, and then I can adjust any colors that I want, and then clear coat on top of that. And it worked out very well. It saves me a lot of time.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because this didn't take very long. It just, and when I sanded it, I was like, I wonder if it would blend the colors, and it actually did pretty nice. So I was happy with that. So hopefully it works out. And the last thing was a pin. I started off with birch. I kept on trying to turn this. It was one of the longest blanks I've made with wood before. I kept on using birch, and I was like, okay, this is the time. This is the one that's going to be the right one. And I kept on blowing them up. So I was like, you know what? This is going to be hard maple. So I feel bad because I was going to make you a pin in birch, but it came out to be hard maple instead. So this is yours, Ken. This is a click pin. It's a Devon click pit. But I felt bad. It could be birch, but hard maple will do. So
There you go.
Wherever Alan is, you are on deck.
All right, so last time I was here, I was talking about the workbench that I was working on, and while I'm in the process of finishing that, I went out and picked up a new toy. I got a lathe, and with that, I have started with something other than flat work. This was my very first slimline pin. Anybody who's familiar with the slimline kit? Yep. They don't usually look like this when you're done. So I was in the process of learning. Okay, I got to get everything down to the size of the bushings, but I was playing around with some carbide tools while I'm trying to piece together a high-speed steel set. This one, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think it's Bubinga with a friction polish finish. Came out okay, still working on that, but that was my first ever pen. And then the second one was this in Purple Heart, starting to dial in the sizing a little bit. Same thing, carbide tools, friction polish finish. Let it sit out in the sun for a little bit to actually bring some of that purple back into it. A little bit happier with this one, a little less goofy. Those are mine.
Nice.
Congratulations, you got your first $1,000 pen.
Thank you.
You're on deck.
Hey, well, I'm at a council table. Ken, you got a picture?
Yeah, we need audio visual support.
So, I made it out of sapelli.
Hold on, Davey's shut off.
We got time, don't worry.
Oh, that one's on.
There you go.
This is sapelli wood, which is, mahogany. The only difference is the way it smells. The drawers were sourced by Eagle Woodworks. Tom got me onto that. They did the dovetail drawers. I bought those, and yeah. So this is the first.
We did the drawers out of Sapelli?
Yep.
So if you look at their website, they do maple and oak, but if you talk to them, they'll do anything custom.
Yeah, so they did the drawers. This is it on the right in the customer's house. So I built dining room tables, and this was actually first time I built a console table and working with Sapele. So it went very well.
All right, so what I've got is a lidded box, and it's not really about the lidded box. It's about the finish. All right, the box is made out of sycamore, but I ebonized it. How many of you have tried steel wool and vinegar?
You've seen it on.
How many of you were really happy with it? I tried it, I wasn't really happy with it. I figured there had to be a better way, so I went on to Gemini, one of the AI programs, and I said, what are the chemicals involved? Can you get it? And it led me down the path of getting ferrous sulfate, ferrous sulfate, something, which is seven molecules of water with your ferrous sulfate, and tannin. And all of a sudden you can make predictable solutions. And so I tried it on this sycamore, and I really liked the way it came out. It's a little bluish. I think that's because of the sycamore. But at any rate, I'm going to continue playing with that, and because I always liked the idea of ebonizing, I just didn't like the vinegar and steel wool. Matter of fact, I found a jar of it this morning that has sat in my shop for years. I poured out in my garden.
Yeah.
Ray, you're on deck.
Ambrosia maple, with ambrosia maple for the drawer pulls. The drawers are blocked with green felt, and this one is only anchored, the two pieces. There's a 3/8 inch piece on the back holding the two individual drawers on, and is finished with Total Boats wood honey.
It's a paper towel holder, and the wood comes from Ken, as you know, is birch, and the top is a dowel and mahogany on the top, and it's finished in lacquer. About it.
Last month, you remember I did segmented bowl stuff, and so my wife goes, man, you're making 12-sided, and make a clock. Okay, yeah, I would. But you don't understand how hard it is to make the centerpiece. So I got a piece of bird's eye maple, and I got 12 different woods, and then I thought I'd be a little fancy, and so I kind of alternated light and dark wood, but then I cut out my dowels from the wood next to it and placed it around so kind of like stands out. Now I bought the hands on Amazon, so they worked out pretty good with walnut hands.
And then you have pins in there too, in between those.
Yeah, I just, yeah, those are interesting. So they come in a pack of 50, and you need 48, but it's just tack. I pre-drilled a 16th inch hole and then nailed the tack in.
Nice job.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.